I designed the bowl out of sheer frustration. I was coaching an athlete who wanted to try to make the Olympic team. So he came to me for coaching, and I was just super frustrated. The waves weren't the right conditions to try the types of turns that we wanted to do. And secondly, his technique was not what it should have been. In other words, he was lacking control of his body. So I took a standard half pipe that I'd made for my son and then turned that into a bowl. And it was there that I got him to learn how to compress and extend to go up the bowl, but also how to open up on the twists to start rotating. And by having the reps, I was able to start working on the small little fine tuning, like the hand positioning, like opening up the shoulder, breathing out on the turn, pointing the knees. There's all these little things that I was able to layer up. And I was actually surprised at the amount of coaching I could do in such a short space of time. And then we're able to take that feeling of what the turns were like and transfer that into the water. And the results were almost immediate. We took the half pipe and we added some corners to it. The first iteration, I think it was about a 4-foot high corner, and we're like, whoa, that's pretty high and it's unachievable. But after 2 days of skating it, we're like, you know what, this isn't high enough. So that 4 foot became 6 foot, 8 foot, 10 foot high. Then I had a professional come in and built it, and it really nice, really smooth, but we even made changes to that one. And now we think that we've got it dialed to a point where whether you're beginner, intermediate, or advanced, the amount of light bulb moments you have on that ramp is amazing.
My name is Ricky Dan. I'm currently a PhD student in exercise science, specifically working in skill acquisition for surfing. So all of my background is as an exercise scientist. Most of my background is in strength and conditioning and working with elite athletes. And my research topic now is skill acquisition and learning in surfing, mostly to do with dry land training. So that's why I got in contact with Clayton and the team at Omni, and that's why the work we're doing now is happening. And my pathway at the moment, I'm just trying to integrate more evidence-based practice into surfing. So through the PhD, that just happens to be training modalities, and through the business, that's through nutritional products and services. So I guess my sort of value in the surfing world is bringing that evidence-based and trying to just improve the quality or the standard of education that we have to start with, and then the practices that we actually partake in as a surfer. So I guess the most interesting thing I've learned speaking with Clayton and him as a surf coach is realizing the frustrations that come with being a surf coach and the limitations that come with that, where as a coach you may just be sitting on the beach trying to communicate with an athlete that's 60 meters away sitting out in the lineup, and you may be able to shout out one cue to that athlete every 10 minutes, and then they may get one wave every half an hour to actually practice or execute that cue. And so the beauty of this bowl is being able to stand next to the person and deliver that feedback and get them to just do mass repetitions on the spot there and then. Obviously there are limitations with the different environments, but when you're going through these stages of learning, there are times when that is really important to be able to have that immediate coach feedback and then practice that on demand. And personally, having the sessions with Clayton, my biggest frustration was having these light bulb moments on the ramp and then wishing the surf was good so that I could go out there and practice it in the ocean. So when I even think of the concept of having one of these bowls next to urban surf or any wave pool for that matter, and having waves on demand, I think that is just extremely valuable to be able to have that light bulb moment on the ramp and then just go straight into the pool and then I mean, hopefully you get that same moment, but try and execute that same movement or think of the same cue, straight after each other. So I think it's very important. In my experience with what I've done with yourself on the beach and in the bowl especially, the way I would frame it is, as a PhD candidate, I had a lot of the knowledge coming into this, whereas the bowl has given me the wisdom, I suppose, and the feelings and the emotional side of things. That's the big difference, and that's what was very unexpected coming into this whole project that we're doing, and my personal experience with a couple of weeks with you on the bowl. That's what's been the biggest lessons. That's what's been the most surprising, and I now think that's the key difference between this training modality and anything else you can do for surfing. As a skill acquisition researcher, there's a lot of theories you could throw at that. The main sort of theory that relates, or that's coming to mind, is just the affective learning design, which is essentially incorporating emotion into training. Because, surfing is arguably the hardest sport in the world to replicate in training. You rely on so many ever-changing conditional factors and environmental factors, but the one thing you can replicate in training, and what you've done really well, is the emotional side of things. So getting people and teaching people how to deal with that fight or flight response, and getting them in the frame of mind that they will be in, or in a frame of mind that's very similar to what you have out in the ocean. And that's what's really valuable about what you're doing here.
My name is Kat and I'm a psychology student, and my interest and passion lies in a realm of sports psychology, particularly in cognition and perception. I think you can simulate the behavior that you do in the ramp and very similar to the one in the water. Absolutely, I think that's very helpful. And it serves as a foundation how one gets experience into how to perceive future environment being out in the water.
Two Griffith uni mates are living the dream, studying surfing on the coast. Wayne Rabbit Bartholomew supporting the pair, who want to make the sport even better for the Brisbane 2032 Olympics. 16-year-old Lillian Young moved from Yamba to Kingscliff by herself to attend Kui GC, an innovative surf school attached to Elanora High. Today's lesson, skating on this backyard ramp.
Normally a coach stands on the beach and you've got to surf in the water, and it's really hard to communicate. Whereas here you get your reps in, really good for doing muscle memory drills.
That information is gold for Griffith uni pair Steve Duhigg and Ricky Dan, who want locals to provide feedback to their surf study.
So my name is Matt Barber and I'm a high school teacher. I have been working with Clayton for the past 7 years. I've been fortunate enough to see the development of Ombi, in the sense that it's going from strength to strength in terms of how it connects with people. So in Australia, or on the Gold Coast in particular, surfing is quite challenging in the sense that there's lots of people, there's lots of ideas, and there's a lot of history there around surfing. And what I think that Ombi is very successful in doing is there's an entry point for everybody, regardless of your ethnicity, your background, your ability. It doesn't matter who you are or what walk of life you come from. You have the opportunity to experience the awesomeness that is surfing and connect with people to be able to develop whatever you wanted to get out of it, whether it be you want to, enhance your skill set on the board, or if it's whether you want to enhance your confidence in the ocean, it allows you to do, or even your understanding of the equipment that you're riding, whatever it is that you want, or even your why am I doing this in the first place? That I think that is something that is groundbreaking, and for me personally, to be able to provide that to our young people at this stage of the game, I'm excited to see where it goes next. So what I've found is, like most things, confidence is the key, and a great way to enhance the confidence of students is have that controlled environment, and that the ramp really provides these young people with an opportunity to have success and continue that growth. And I think with the uncontrolled environment of the ocean, it makes it challenging because and they'll find that the students they build frustration. So I think once again from an environmental perspective, once they've achieved it on the ramp, then I've noticed a massive improvement in their confidence in the water, because they're doing something that they've already achieved. They're not trying to understand a concept and then go and apply it. It's already been a part of their experience. So that's a massive one when it relays straight from the ramp directly into the water. I found skating as a concept to be a little bit daunting, if I'm honest. And although I'm quite comfortable on a snowboard or a surfboard, the thought of skating, particularly because my preconceived ideas about skating are injury. So that's one of the things in the front of my brain. However, when I started working with Clayton on the ramp, it was that controlled environment allowed me to progress in a safe manner, and it allowed me to progress in a fashion that I could then relay back into the water. And it was simple movements such as touching my face and looking where I want to go. Those basic biomechanics I found created a feeling, and that feeling is something that then I would go and chase somewhere else. So I think it did that really, really well. It was something that I found the results really quickly. In the space of time that I was able to get success, inherently built confidence, and then really gave me the stoke to go, you know what, I want to try this in the water. So and then I wanted to go, well, what's my next challenge, and what's my next one, and what's the next one? So therefore, it was something about that success that really wanted me to get more success. It was addictive.
The Ombi app is a free-to-download surf community and online surfing coaching platform. In the app, you can get access to exclusive content, including the Ombi Method, which is an amazing free online course, which a lot of surfers have already said that course alone has significantly improved their surfing. By downloading the app, you'll also be joining a huge international community of surfers of all skill levels, supporting and helping each other improve. Also, join the app now and you'll get 2 weeks free access to our premium content. It's kind of like a Netflix for surfers, where you'll find all of our courses. There'll be land-based drills, water-based training, access to live coaching sessions, and you can also check out our monthly challenges. So what are you waiting for? Download the free Ombi app now and join the Ombiverse.